Good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast Show Trade VSA 360. Apologies for the lateness that we have in here. As we see the market continue, what I did was update the fellow Trade VSA in our Telegram about the continued sell-off that we see. Also on US, and don't forget US, the Dow Jones has formed a double top. So that means what? That means it's going to be bearish days coming along. So don't be too gung-ho to sort of doing a lot of trade. But the longer trade does work out. So stay on. Let me share with you some of the 100% win trades that was adopted or promoted by the advanced confirm no NS trade. More on that later part of the show. So let's see what we have for you this morning in our breakfast show. And thank you for coming, and thank you for also sharing this video in your timeline. We really appreciate for all the effort that you have done in here, and do go on and what we call practice what we preach and practice what we do here in Trade VSA. All right, let's get on to this morning, what we're going to be talking about. So we're going to be talking about understanding smart money operating, and we're going to take a looking at the example of Tues, all right, which is a trade that we did, and you all know this morning that trade certainly has fallen down a fair bit, but we already gotten out with break-even point when the market yesterday, when we saw that in here. Now, why is this pattern so important and so good? Because smart money uses this kind of pattern to shake out, to distribute at the top, and if you do it right, the pullback has very good rate, about 80% of it. And one of the ways we actually get this kind of intraday alert is through our Intraday Alert 360, which we have been showcasing to many of you in here. Right? And to win consistently, what you want to do is to put on that trade, and that trade should able to move. We are looking at a couple of examples in here with regards to Tues, which is an intraday trade, and Hyaptek, which is a shorter term using Pentagon Guider, which is a trade that we did on Monday in here. Now, how certain are we with the Trade VSA screener is because we done a lot of back tests, and you will know moving forward some of the better, more advanced screener, right, will give you very high win rate. You just need a little bit of patience, and every beginner can do. More importantly, we figure out is that you need to maybe just back test and see how those trades and pan out. And more importantly is supported by the sector, right? Which means if right now we are looking the metal sector, or which is the industrial product, or also the energy sectors, this is also due to the Ukraine and Russian war, which is ongoing in here. Right now, you with limited knowledge, can you do it? Of course you can, and that's why we have been doing this part and parcel of really sharing here. And we want dedicated student to really follow some of our thoughts in here. And I do think you are a dedicated student for being able to follow me all this while in here. So join our program and sign up for our Telegram, and also sign up for our up and coming masterclass in here. Now let's take a look at some of the trades that we done previously. We have taken a nice big profit in here. The money has flowed in before the market has turned red. Pentagon in here. So really, some of you have seen here before. But so far, the Pentagon Guider portfolio has been very positive, giving us about 6.8% in here. But at one point, should the market go lower, this yearly return will also grow. But we hope to beat the KLCI in here by avoiding it. I'm going to share with you. So far, if you look at the trades that we have right now on updated in the investing note there, you can also check it out at investing and look for the Martin TF Wong in here. LSOF is still pretty much in 6% down. LB Aluminium, we are sort of in the sideway, but Symphony Life, which is a property stock, again, we said before, some of these stocks, when we do our Pentagon trading portfolio, which is a slightly longer term in here, and it's available to all plugin members once you sign in for this one. This strategy and the trading rules will be given to you, and you're able to enjoy this. Now, let's take a look at the market. So let's see where we are on these stocks here. So the first one is going to be an LSOF. Now, we all know LSOF. Yesterday gain, then we have a sell-off, still holding on, and it did turn red Pentagon, but it did not hit our ATR stop loss. We can turn on our ATR stop loss in here, right? But we'll come back to that one later on. Okay, so let's take a look at the next stock we have is LB Aluminum. right? Now, LBRM is still okay so far. You could see market head on is just moving sideways. And if you look at it, here, this is the most important. You see a lot of tests, right? Tests. These are low volume accumulation. So again, the resistance is 545. It's still okay. You notice also on the market stages, it is above the zero line. So above the zero line, and remember our Pentagon Guider has a period that we need to carry over about 2 months. We will carry this trade for 2 months, and that's how we able to win Gambunda. Remember, we make the 20% profit on that one, and also Evergreen. And since then, we are already left, all right, that trade. So you need to give time for the trade to pan out in here. So that's it. So let's take a look at the Symphony Live on this side. All right, now if you don't have a copy of the Pentagon portfolio plug-in here, do subscribe to it. There'll got some. Now we can look at it. Symphony Live is just nice, started to move up since we have that green Pentagon in here. We enter about 53 cents. You can see 53 cents here, right? That was our entry price. And this market, of course, not all is sell off, then it picks up and started to move up in here. So let's see if it started to move up nicely. And right now we have to be a bit careful because the market stages has turned above the what we call the horizontal red line. So expect a little bit of selling in here, but we will continue to run our profit. Remember, what is our profit target? 20%. That's right. Yep. That is the green Pentagon that we have, and continue to run it in here. So if you want to run it, and let's see what's the target price, right? So we have here, we enter at 53 times 1.2. That will, our target will be 636, 635. That's a level over here. Who knows whether we will hit that or not? But possibility, good thing is it's taken out this upthrust, which were a resistance at 54.5 cents in here. So we are targeting for that one. That will be our real money trading portfolio, right? Now this is where you can follow us. So there's a QR code on top of it here. So check it out in here. You will see some of our live trade following over in here. And a little bit on sharing here from our Turtle Trader 2022 winner. She was with us on this Wednesday. That's right, this Wednesday. If you have missed the live FP, check it out. This is a QR code that we have in here, and it's up on the YouTube in here. And she talked about her experience and how she managed to make that 20%, over 20% in here. So you notice on this red line that you see here, right? She was actually in January, the market was down, but she actually stayed on, and she shared some of her rules that she changed inside here. They talk about how often she checked her trades in here, and buying at 1 bit lower and targeting 3 bit higher, and stop loss of last hour pricing. Those are the summary in here. Of course, there are a couple more things in here. I can also share that she also make adjustment over that last period of that 8 weeks. Remember, the competition of the Turtle Trader was about 8 weeks. She made competition. She made some changes over the 8 weeks. Sector and trend was important to us. So any stock that you pick on, you want to make sure to have that kind of sector. And also today we did talk about the intraday trade in here, and we also have the coaches, myself, to review with the Turtle Trader. That's really one of the benefit why you should join our program here, a masterclass, which is entry level to be qualified for the Turtle Trading program in here. Teamwork and learning, because she also get to learn from the other members in here, and more importantly, she also shared the benefit of being a more mature trader, meaning she can take the losses, she can also let the profit run. I think many of you would have known that in here. Is this something very suitable for you in here? If it does, do pencil it in here, and I love to see your feedback on this one. But check out the video that we have on the sharing by Roslyn Tay, the winner of our Turtle Trading program in here. Now, of course, all things was really possible through our Trade VSA 360, which we continue to promote to the public and also to our masterclass as a way for you to trade this. The VSA Intraday 360 is very simple to use. So let's take a look at the 360 that we have this morning here, right? And we have here, and we go into a 360. So right now you could see market is down 1 point, Singapore is down 7, Hang Seng is down. So that pretty much tells you where the overall market bearishness is, right? You can see what has, this also gives you a good sense where the market is turning. So hit on that one. You could see D&O has turned green pentagon. That's pretty good. Okay, so we can check out D&O. Let's take a look at D&O here. D&O. So this is why we want to use the 360 in here, and there are many other better reasons. So 360, turn green pentagon, but this morning a 4% sell-off that we have in here, and this is also aligned with what we've seen in the US market. Right now, technology sector seems to be getting a lot of headwind. So let's take a look. Axiata, Maybank has turned green pentagon, green pentagon, M-Bank. So all the banks are turning. Great Tech has turned too, but I do think Great Tech will turn selling too. Let's take a look at Maybank. Yep, Maybank has turned green pentagon in here. So let's take a look at the market. So let's take a look at the M-Bank. And M-Bank has turned green pentagon. So that's pretty good too. So those are how the alert center, you're able to pick up a few things like that. Of course, you can also use the Maybank. Click on here, and that will tell you the charts in here. Very nice trade. You can see this one in here. Maybank has turned green pentagon with, look at that, 11th of March. Okay, 11th of March 2022, RHB has a buy call of $10. Okay, 10.40. Okay, 10.40 in here. So that seems to be the trend that we are looking for. All right. So if you have any question, things that you want to know, just pencil those in. I'm happy to respond to you in here, and also do check out some of the other tutorials that we have also on the YouTube All right, let's take a look at the next. That's for our dashboard in here. So the market, this is what we were talking about, the foreign fund inflows. So you can see from the foreign fund inflows, we have a negative outflow in here. So this negative outflow so much has come back. We have another positive. So that also tells you why our KLCI didn't go down, right? And the last 2 days are trying to break above the 1560. You can see the overall majority of those very, very positive in here, and the market continue to break up. So that will be a good thing. So let's go back in here, and you can see right now plantation seems to be in plantation and energy. So that also tells you any of the stocks that you will be buying. This morning we are down 1.8 points. Inari is down. Top Glove is back 172. Okay, and the others, and of course the most important is looking at the sector. All right, if you check out the sector here, you can see construction, transportation, energy, industrial product. Those are making nice headwinds over here. So let's hit that 3 months for waiting for the chart to come in right now. There you go. You can see, wow, look at this one in here. Construction continue, and that's also says why Gamuda continue to go up. So this will give you a good indication the kind of stocks that you want to be buying. And remember, some of these stocks will pick up much earlier in that sense. So this will give you what kind of sector you want to be looking at. Right now, those technology, that's why we saw Great Tech, even though it turned green pentagon, you have that sell-off because why? It didn't have the kind of momentum. Right now it's still going through accumulation stages. It's some of the stocks that you don't want to be in it because there's no trend behind the whole part. So those are the few things in here. Of course, let's look at the seasonality in here. And with the month of February, right, majority of the KLCI has been really in the negative territory. So far, we are up 2% in here, which I've showed you before. But our KLCI Pentagon Guided Trading Portfolio is up about 6.8% in here. All right. So that sort of give you a feel where the market is going in here. Of course, we're going to be going on to the other section. Let me just come back to you in here. So let's review the breakfast show trade that we have, the Tashin trade. Okay. So early on, we did talk about the Tashin trade where we actually break even. And let me show you that we avoided this big sell-off in here. This was at this trade that I cut loss basically at the same price, 61.5 at 61.5 in here. So why I do that? Because if you switch on to the hourly chart, okay, switch on as soon as you have this part here, right? But first thing is what we were looking for. We saw this weakness. Okay, we saw this weakness coming in. You can see NS was the trade that we did it, and usually we want to be there for 3 to 4 days only. So that 3 to 4 days, that momentum has to spring up and break. But it did not. Instead, we see some sort of an upthrust. And I give it another day more, which is the 21st. So on the 21st, if you switch to an hourly chart, right, that will be the 21st here, right? The market started to sell off in here, and guess what? The market couldn't break it. So I actually cut at 61.5 before the 3 o'clock sell off. And that's what usually smart money does. It does do a 3 o'clock sell off. And part and parcel of it, if you look very carefully, why I decided to go up, you can see here, right, the red line. Can you see this red line here? That is the market stages. The market stages, once it go above the market stages horizontal red line, that is basically danger zone, right? So you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4. On hindsight, I took it also at the danger zone here. You can see that area here, and then since then the market then broke off down 4%, but we avoided that. Okay, on another trade that we have is Haptech. So remember, all the trades that we do in Trade VSA comes from our screener. We don't take any other trades. So if someone were to pops up a little stock trade idea, we usually just check it out in here. Other than that, we will pick all our stocks from our Trade VSA screener. Now, if you look back on this stocks inside here, no surprises. You can see finally the market broke through. Haptech here, we got in around the 45.5 cents. We were around to take 48 cents, which I will talk about the profit objective later on. But you can see this sell off in here, and then there was no volume on the follow down. Then you got a nice test here, right? The test sort of confirmed, and of course this market is pulled back right now, just 1%, after it made about 6% in here. And again, Haptech, I do believe, is a warehouse store benefiting also from the metal in here. It's just a matter of time before this market to break off. So if you have Haptech, stay with me. I'm still in this trade in here. Targets maybe around the next target. We're going to go on to the next slide in here. So that is the trade here. So you can see right now, if you look at my portfolio, I only have Haptech, all Suda gone. Okay, now we are looking at 6 to 8% for Haptech profit taking. So 6 to 8%, which will give us around what price was that? 485. So 485 is the level in here. You could see that is also around the 485. Depends how we go, because from now onwards, again, this is what we call a very strong pullback trade. You can see market still okay. You can hear, right? The market crack above the green line. That's a very positive one. A nice pullback. More importantly is make sure it doesn't move to the zero here. This zero, once it move back to zero, that means the trend has broken and continued to flow downwards, like we've seen in here. So last time when it broke through here, you can see this is the area where it broke through the zero line, the market stages. That means it's starting a nice stage 2 share trade in here. And if you can get to the red one, that would be a great. Let's see how it will pan up in the coming days. But no doubt, cut loss fast, like what I did earlier on. And you can see once you cut loss fast, these stocks will eventually take care of itself in here. Okay. Again, the intraday stock trade idea, we'll be looking at it in here. But just keep in mind, we have very high win rates. So we, just like Takshin, we quickly exited and we start one new one. We're looking at stocks around for the 47 cents with good volume, 3 to 4% profit in here. And remember, Takshin, we only run it about 3 days. And as the market could not break higher, that's where we wanted to go. Okay, so keep that in mind, especially on the backdrop of the weaker KLCI that we've seen so far. All right, let's take a look at today's possible trade on our 360 in here. You just need to go over once you get hold of it, go to the intraday alert, and you can see, oh, we got Kisan. Okay, that's a new one, because I usually pick up around 9.20 to 9.15. So Kisan is 16 cents. Remember, we are looking for 14 cents. KPS, let's look at KPS, Kisan, and Tues. Okay, these are the three. Let's take a look at this morning in here. Okay, the first one is Tues. Now, if you have any trades that you want me to look at, do pencil those in there. I'm happy to go through with them. Okay, Pulse Industry in here. Now this trade, like it or not, you can see, right, it didn't have a very nice uptrend, and there were a lot of these little ticks. That's why I don't like it. But having said that, in here, it did promise up here, but you got this resistance here. Remember, we like to trade those is continuing to move upwards. Clear this old upthrust here, you can see, right, and now forming an upthrust. So this is something I don't like, and below it's below 47 cents anyway, so really out of it. The other one we have is going back to a dashboard here is KPS. Now KPS is kumpulan perangsang. It's okay. You can see KPS for lack of it, it's not too bad, but because it gaps up here, the market in here, at one point in time, I think this market can move higher. Okay, at this junction, what are the few reasons I don't like it is because was oversold previously. You can see it hit here, it's coming back, but if I want to do this trade, I probably have to carry for a few days moving in. But right now, the market seems to be a bit weaker, and also I have one of the another reason I have is the old resistance up here around the 83 in here. No doubt this is a good support. You can see the 79.5 in here. This does look like a shorter term trade that you might hold over 4 or 5 days. Again, kumpulan perangsang, if I'm not mistaken, checking out with SMARTRobie. Let's go to kumpulan perangsang so you can see that KPS. Just click it here, and that will take you to, it's an industrial product, a long-term FAD, those stocks, 3 out. It pays a nice 5% dividend. Sharia, oh, not bad, rated out 8. It's a small cap in here, has a floating shares, and okay. And let's take a look at the others. Okay, you can see the KPS over longer term, these shares, it's not something you want to hold for long term. You could see that also denoted by the revenue. Okay, so KPS is never been. Now early on there was some requests from the members in here, did ask us to look at some defensive stocks. We will check it out at the end of the section in here. Perhaps we will screen some in here if we can find the so-called FAD stock. But what I want to talk about is the very good win rate. Some of the best things you will have seen, I want to share with you, is our VSA 360 is the confirmed no supply. Now remember last week on the last episode, last Friday, 15th of April, we talked about for members, those of you who want it, you want to have a high success win rates. Look back 1 month ago, and from that example itself, right, even if you just buy the next day, the opening of the next day after the confirmed no supply, you're winning at 81 per 1%. And surprisingly, if you look back this week, 22nd of April, you just need to go back to the so-called 20th, and you're winning almost 5 out of 5 trades. And this is what I mean here. So you just bring out the screener, and you go back to the NS trade here, right? And just go to NS screener, and we just look back 1 month. Okay, so let me just make this a bit smaller here. Okay, this NS will be 20, today's 22nd, submit that one, and you could see, right, we just need to make it a bit bigger. There, all are winners, small winners, right, small winners in here. That's definitely, you can see IOI, Bumi Amada. And this is what we talk about. The heavy lifting, the stock trend are all picked by the no supply. All right, no supply. So let's also take a look on the 18. Okay, 18, click that one. It's just only one trade. That's evergreen, a 41% in here. Okay, so this is what we talk about, using NS and match it to the sector. All right, you match it to the sector, and if you were to click here, that will take you to evergreen, and you can see the sector is the right sector here. All right, so this is what, and let's take a look on the 19 itself. Okay, 21st, which is the day before 22nd. Again, it is also 100% win rate. You can see 10%, 6%, 4%. Who said picking stock is tough? This tells you alternatively. So this is something that we want to share with our members in here, 100% win rate. So we are coming to the end of it. Really, first thing on the intraday trade, those of you who like fishing, you want to grab a fish in here, do take note, smart money, do operate. So when you see a lot of climatic volume, a lot of uptrend, sign of weakness, you want to be out, because pullback has very high risk, because if the market cannot move higher, that's where you want to be leaving out. And the 360 will give you a lot of those stock trade idea in here. We have seen also with Haptic slightly longer term compared to intraday in here, and to our back testing that we're doing time and time again, we will know Haptic was started to move up, like we saw previously with also Symphony Life, right? You see Symphony Life started to move up very nicely in here, and hopefully it does give us a nice 20% in here. And also for those of you who like high win rates, check out the SOS NS screener in here, and we'll give you an opportunity to do that. So if you have limited knowledge, you want to do this, very simple. Just sign up for our 10-day free trial, all right? Or you can sign up for our Pentagon Guider as low as 2 ringgit per day, right? But if not convinced, then we are offering you a NS Screener VSA 360 test ride with 80 to 100% success rate at no risk at all. So that's a QR code in here. Go over to the page tradevsa.com 360 demo, and you will set up a free 30 minutes consultation and training how to use some of this screener and VSA 360 in here. Take this opportunity in here. Imagine 100% win rates. Where can you find this? Okay, but of course it's not all the time. That's why we want you to check out our offer in here to experience the 10-day free trial and 30-minute consultation and training here. All right, of course this is another good user who use it, how Trade VSA 360 can open your eye, just like what we saw earlier on, why this person, Mr. Baptist, say what we did, by just looking back at the screener, you'll be able to pick it out in here, right? Check it out to our in here, and also on a very special speaker that we invited for our May class will be the 22nd, right? Is Dr. Gary, which is a sports psychologist in here, and he's the author of several books in here, a frequent speaker invited in here, another podcast like Better System Trader. So he will be with us, right? To talk about separating amateur from the professional, how to be mentally mastering, and also using one of the Y Golf in here. And we are also giving a Duit Raya. That's right. Now, if you sign up before the 8th of May in here, you will get Duit Raya 188. We will send it back to you in here. Money first, that will be our 3-day masterclass May 22nd, and that will continue your mentorship and coaching with us for the respective month in June, July, and August with Dr. Gary. And for us, of course, another extra 12 months to go on. That will put you in the same spot like our turtle trader, right? That's right. That's always been in here. All right, just a reminder, our Tuesday program live Facebook has been cancelled. And right now, we're going to go on to the section where we want to look at some of the stocks that you have. And if you have any stock that you want me to look at, do pencil those in. I'm happy to look at them now for you. Okay, we got Ballstat here. First one, we're looking at Ballstat. Okay, let's take a look at Ballstat. Okay, Ballstat is doing pretty well. Run your profit in here, right? There's a line change, very nice. And I do hope you pick it up. Mr. What? Which price did you go in? I do hope that you went in at 62 cents. Okay, 62 cents will be great. Okay, run your profit in here, and I don't see any weakness yet, but no doubt be careful right now. You can see we have the market stages, all right, has started to move up in here. So profit taking will come in very nicely. Okay, we got Siu Mei here. 1 minute look at the B plan. Remember, always try to buy at the red Pentagon. See green Pentagon in here, $1.12. And you got this old resistance in here. That's why we always say that we use the peak. Okay, we have this peak here, resistance at 117, and you are at 119. So the market needs to break through in here, allow a 2 or 3 bar pullback, and if it good thing is the railway tracks is still straight up. So that is still a good decent in there. Stay with the trend, and you can see from here onwards the market hasn't moved up to the red zone yet. So I think ada to jalan-jalan, keep in mind for that one. So any more other stocks, do let me know. I'm happy to review them for you in here. right? And don't forget, check out our monthly YouTube channel in here, and also do listen to what the Turtle Trader would share with you on her insights about making that 20% in 2 months, if that's what you're looking for. And also our masterclass with Dr. Gary will be here on May 21. And for those of you who want to test drive our VSA 360 with 100% win rates, right? You can sign up just now for our, or call 010-266-9761 in here. And more information will be available through our Telegram chat room. So make sure you share it here. And for those of you who are a member, do share our resource with some of your fellow friends who wanted to have winnings, right? Remember, in the past, 2020 winning was easier, but right now it's not that easy. But through our VSA 360, we make winning easier back to you. So thank you for coming in here. I'll see you next Monday, and thank you for your time. Bye-bye.